Meghan and Harry, a couple in crisis, couples therapy. What's a true inside track on those particular stories? As ever, let me explain. Morning, good to see you, chums. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're keeping well on this beautiful day here. Yeah, well, it's not bad, you know. Well, you've got to be positive, haven't you? You agree with me, don't you? I never understand, when people sort of start the day off badly. If the day goes badly, I don't know if your day's gone all right so far or it went all right. I received a brown envelope, the sort. And it's what a waste of paper. Just share this with you. Waste of paper to tell you what you could be paying next year in your tax. You think, right. So, let's depress me for the year. Do you know what I mean? And then you get another message telling you that if you don't pay this money, then you won't be getting a pension. Well, you know what? At this age, you do kind of wonder how old would you have to be with this particular government to get pension? Well, you need to reach 100 before you could even claim anything. Yes, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking of going back down to the beach with a dinghy and turning back round. Might get a bit more that way. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Let's get back to your royal story of the day. Now, this, as of course, is really a story that everybody wants to really know about, in the fact of where is the marriage of Meghan and Harry. And some people might say, how dare you be so intrusive? This is a private thing. No, it's not, because each week on Meghan Markle's podcast, she's sharing the most intimate details, some say, of her life, things we've never heard before. And this is the problem, you see, as I've said, once you, to coin a phrase from Meghan, let the cat out the bag, then you have to deliver more and more and more. And this is problematic if you are Meghan Markle, because you have to dig deeper into your psyche to find new stories, right? And this is the problem, because stories have been circulating around about Meghan and Harry's marriage. And recently the story went that they're under couples therapy. And this was sort of headlines and, big scandalous sort of rumours. Well, the deal is this, you see, that clearly, like all couples, and I would suggest that this is, happening, and as ever, we have to say allegedly, with Meghan and Harry, they're under a lot of scrutiny. And that's through their own fault. His constant battles within the courts over here, in the royal courts of justice, her hammer bashing things, one thing after another. The Netflix cooking show, the podcast, the launching of the Instagram, the edits. I mean, it's just too much. And people are very confused as to what you're buying in the brand of Meghan Markle. That is the bigger picture. But where are the couple on a marriage level? Well, what I can tell you is, yes, they are having couple therapy, but this is truly how it works. You see, Harry goes to therapy on a very much regular basis, and he's spoken about this publicly and basically said, if you remember, that all senior members of the British monarchy might benefit from the similar thing, going to therapy. Now, I don't know about you, I'm sure it does a lot of good for certain people. I think individually, if you can sit down with a good chum, sometimes not talking to anybody that knows you really on a park bench with a cup of tea can change the world. You get a better perspective, don't you? It's all about how it feels individually. Now, what happens on these therapeutic sort of pieces, they invite the other member of the sort of couple in from time to time to talk through where they're at with it. And that's really where this story is picked up about couples therapy. That's the real background story. Now, Meghan has never really spoken about her own mental health issues, if she has any, as ever, we have to say allegedly. The nearest she went, of course, was by saying that she'd only scratched the surface of the battles that she'd had for a short 18-month period inside the British monarchy, making sure there was enough interest piqued, but not enough to reveal anything until you've opened your wallet. As for Harry, he talks in therapy speak all the time and apparently feels that this has been the best thing for him. Some people might say differently. When you look at the old Harry, he seemed happy, clappy, and really was good fun to be around. But he claims, according to the source, that really he was putting on a show and he's far more balanced now. Well, if that's what therapy does to someone, some people might say, perhaps not working. But as for therapy as a couple, that's truly where they're at. And their marriage? Well, apparently, according to Meghan and Harry, it's simply a work in progress. Either way, a developing story. I'm sure you'll agree. Neil Sean, Kensington, London.